All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to be talking about a mystery. Do you like mystery books? Have you read a mystery book recently?
Yes, I read a Nancy Drew book.
Very cool. What was it about?
Nancy Drew and the case of missing kittens.
Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking about a different kind of mystery. It's a murder mystery.
Okay.
So, in this mystery, we're going to be the detectives, and we have to figure out the story. We're going to have some clues, though. So,
Okay.
Here is what happened. Last night, Louis Meyer died at his home in Miami. Phil Fork, a police detective, was the first person to arrive at the scene, and this is what he found. Here is the scene. Alright, so this is Mr. Meyer here under the blanket. And what's this right here?
That's a sink.
And what about this up here?
That is a mirror.
Yeah. And then over here, can you see what's down there?
Looks like some water.
And a bar
of soap.
Yeah. And what about right here?
A shower.
Do you think maybe Mr. Meyer was taking a shower?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. Although his towel's dry. And then what is he holding?
Looks like a toothbrush.
Yeah. Still has some toothpaste on it. So, here are, actually, I want you to write down one sentence about the scene.
Okay.
Just any sentence.
Should I hold the board up this way?
You can write it down and then hold it up. Yeah.
One sentence about the scene.
Or we could read it out loud. What do you think happened?
Mr. Meyer?
Mr.
Meyer fell down and he was holding a towel.
Yeah. Do you think maybe the towel is why he died? Was there, let's see. Maybe he slipped on.
Maybe his head.
And
the towel went over the top of him.
Maybe, yeah. Sometimes after a murder, they put a towel or a blanket over the person. So maybe that's what that is. But maybe.
Maybe his wife didn't want to see him.
Maybe. Probably. All right, here's some sample sentences we can look at. Mr. Meyer took a shower before he died. So which action here started first? Was it took or was it died?
Took a shower.
Why do you think that is?
Because if he died, he couldn't take a shower.
True. But also you have the before right here.
Yes.
And so when you have like took comes before then and died comes afterwards, then you know that one was before.
He took a shower before
he died. Yeah. Did one action stop? Did he stop taking a shower before the next one started, before he died?
Yes.
Yeah. How about in this sentence? A boyfriend was hiding in the shower when Mr. Meyer came in. So which one started first? Do you know? If you don't know, that's okay.
He would have to hide before Mr. Meyer came in.
True. So
But he was also still hiding
Yeah.
when Mr. Meyer came in.
Yeah, good point. So that's kind of what we're going to be learning today. You're already a step ahead. And so this, we're going to talk about the simple past, which if you remember from our last lesson, it was like I walked, or I ate, or I did. There's something that happened in the past. So here's a couple examples. Phil Fork arrived at 10:30. So it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Meyer drank several cups of coffee. So that's a simple past. And here is the past progressive, which we also talked about. And so it's the past tense of be. So was, let me write that. Do you want to write that? Okay. You can write down was or were.
Were.
Mm-hmm. Plus the verb. So, yeah, plus the verb. So just write verb.
Okay, just verb.
Just write verb.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ing plus ing. So, for example, if we want to use this verb, yeah, like that. Good job. If we wanted to use this sentence here, it would be was arriving.
Okay, so
Or
was,
mm-hmm.
and then arrive is the verb.
Yeah.
Arriving.
Yep, was arriving.
Okay.
Or was drinking. And we kind of learned about that last sentence or last lesson.
Not was drink.
No, was drinking. Yeah. So what happens when you put them together? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So for these ones, they're progressive, right? So they start and they keep on happening. So was drinking. She's still drinking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put the simple past and the past progressive together, something is happening. That's the progressive, and then something interrupts it and stops it. So Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth when the murderer entered the room. So obviously when the murderer came in, he stopped brushing his teeth because he died. Or Phil Fork was eating when he heard about the murder. And then when you have past progressive and past progressive together, you're going to have to help me on this one. So we usually say while to connect to past progressive. So was eating and was drinking. You would connect those two with while. So here, do you want to be, you could be Mrs. Meyer. Pretend to be talking on the phone. And I'm her husband taking a shower while you're talking.
Okay.
So they're both happening at the same time.
All right.
And Phil Fork was reading a newspaper. Pretend like you're holding a newspaper. While he was eating dinner. So eat dinner and read at the same time.
Kind of hard to hold the newspaper.
Yeah, it's going to fall over. I'll hold it for you. Okay, so that's the past progressive and the past progressive together. And those are connected with
doing two things together.
The same time. Yeah. And then the past progressive and the simple past is you're doing something and then you're interrupted. Something stops you. Okay. So here's a little bit more about the story. When Phil Fork, the detective, asked Mrs. Meyer what happened, this is what she said. It was an accident. My husband took a shower at about 10 p.m. After his shower, he slipped on a piece of soap and fell down. Do you think this is true? Or do you think it's not? Think maybe?
It was an accident. My husband took a shower. Could be true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I guess we'll have to find out. Or she could be lying. Don't know. Okay. So, back to the lesson. Okay, first we're going to go through this exercise here. So while Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room. And so we're going to look at the sentence and we're going to decide if A or B is closer to meaning, if it means the same thing. Okay. So we can do the first one together. Okay. So I have this one for you right here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at number 1.
So while Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room.
Mm-hmm. And then read A for me.
Mr. Meyer finished brushing his teeth before someone entered.
Mm-hmm. And now read B.
Mr. Meyer was alone when he started brushing his teeth.
Okay, which do you think was true? So he was brushing his teeth and then someone entered into the room.
It says while, so at the same time.
Yep.
So he couldn't have finished brushing his teeth.
Yeah, good job. So that's A. You can circle A.
A is not the closest to me.
Oh,
yes.
You're right. Sorry. Circle B.
Yes.
Teachers make mistakes all the time. Okay. Number 2. And we can just work through number 2 together also. When he got Mrs. Meyer's call,
Phil Fork left his office and drove to her house.
Mm-hmm.
A. Mrs. Meyer called before Phil Fork left his office.
Mm-hmm. B.
Mrs. Meyer called after Phil Fork left his office. No, because it says when he got the call, then he left his office and drove to her house. So
yeah.
A would be correct.
Yeah. A is correct. Okay, and so the other thing we're going to do really quickly is act out these sentences together. So here's one. Read it to me. And
while Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth,
someone entered the room.
Okay.
It's me entering. Okay, and then this one here.
When he got Mrs. Meyer's call,
Phil Fork. Then he left his office and drove to the house. Yeah. And then number 3. When he
got into his car, he took out a cigarette and lit it. So get into the car, take out a cigarette, light it.
Lit it, yeah. So
going to smoke it?
Yeah. It would be thrown out the window. That would be much healthier, right? And so for this one, he lit his cigarette after or while he got into his car. Which one? Did he get into his car while he was lighting his cigarette, or did he do one action and then the next action?
First he got into his car, then he took out a cigarette.
Yeah. And then for this one, while Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room. Did they happen at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah. Good job. All right. So the next exercise we're going to do is this one right here. So we're going to talk about what probably happened. There are a couple of different statements, and some maybe you think are probably true, and some might be probably false. So
Okay.
these are some possible clues, and you can
Mhm.
decide if they're true or they're false
Okay.
to kind of figure out the story. So Mr. Meyer died before Phil Fork arrived. Do you think that's
Probably true.
probably true? Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can circle that one with your giant marker.
Nope.
Oh. Someone was hiding in the shower while Mr. Meyer was preparing to take his shower.
No, it said while he was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room.
That's true. Good memory. Yeah.
So probably false.
Probably false. And then Mr. Meyer took a shower before he brushed his teeth.
I took a shower. I don't remember that.
Yeah, we didn't know that. But what do you think? It doesn't have to be true,
Well-
but based on, let's look at the picture. Maybe you can
Well, the
guess.
floor is wet, so the shower, he must have gotten out of the shower and then he has a toothbrush in his hand. Most people don't take a toothbrush into the shower. So I would say he brushed his teeth after the shower.
Maybe, but look at this. Look at his towel. Is
Well,
it
maybe
wet?
he was still wet while he was brushing his teeth.
Maybe.
Why would there be water on the floor if he didn't take a shower?
Maybe someone else took it. Like, look at this here. What are these? We didn't talk about this part.
Footprints, muddy footprints.
Footprints, yeah. And then this, we call this the heel. That little dot, that's the heel. Right here on your foot. It's the heel. And this is the toe.
Okay.
So
coming out of the shower.
They're coming out of the shower.
Someone was taking a shower with their shoes on.
Yeah. Don't really know what that's about.
Might have scared him.
Maybe. Or stepped on him. Maybe they stepped on him.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So.
Well, what do you think? Just take a guess.
Well, I think usually most people
take a shower and then brush their teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably true. Okay.
Mr. Meyer brushed his teeth before he died.
Yes. Well, he may have been in the middle of brushing his teeth when he died.
Maybe.
But he has his toothbrush in his hand.
There's still toothpaste there.
But he couldn't have gotten... There's still toothpaste on him?
Look,
Oh.
right there.
Well, so no, then he must have died before brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, was he? Before he died?
Mm-hmm.
No, probably false.
And Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth when he died.
Probably true, because he was in the middle of the act. He has the toothbrush in his hand.
Yeah.
Unless his wife put the toothbrush in his hand.
Maybe. She seems like a sneaky character, I think.
Yeah.
Mr. Meyer was taking a shower when he died. I think he was...
he's not in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay,
Unless he rolled.
false.
I don't know. Mr. Meyer was walking to the sink when he slipped.
Probably true. Because he's in between the sink and the shower, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. Mr. Meyer, unless his wife moved him.
Yeah.
Mr. Meyer died when he slipped on a piece of soap.
Probably true, because the soap is in the middle of the floor.
Maybe, yeah.
The soap's not in the shower, it's actually on the floor.
He's kind of lying away from the soap, though.
Yeah, but when you slip, you kind of end up
Yeah.
kinds of crazy places.
That's true.
I think that's probably true.
Okay. Someone hit Mr. Meyer over the head while he was brushing his teeth. Ooh. What do you think?
Well, because of those footprints.
I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
I wish there was a maybe. You could circle.
Probably true.
Why do you think so? Because of the footprints?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, but I thought you said he died when he slipped on a piece of... Oh, maybe both happened? I don't know.
Probably false then.
I don't
I don't
know.
know either.
The murder weapon is still in the bathroom.
Well, if it's the soap,
Uh-huh.
that's probably true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we've got your answers now. Now I want you to make a couple of sentences. Using kind of like these sentences. Just to make up some on your own. About what you think actually happened.
Okay.
So, for example, I've got to find it on here. Okay, we'll start with sentences. So, for example, like this one, while Mr. Meyer was brushing his teeth, someone entered the room. So, maybe make a sentence with while in it.
Okay.
And something that was brushing or was eating or was...
Wow.
And then also with it, an ED, a simple past. Entered.
Mr. Meyer was in the shower. He dropped the soap.
Good job. Yeah. And...
Wait, so but that's...
It's...
showering, right?
Oh, you're right.
Mr. Meyer was showering.
I think we're both tired. Was showering. He dropped the soap. There you go. All right. Try another one.
Okay.
While
Margot, that was his wife's name, right?
I think you made that up. Maybe?
I think I did.
Is it?
Yeah, I think in the famous his wife Margot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Mrs. Meyer's wife, Margot.
Well, Margot...
You're a good detective.
...was eating. Her husband brushed his teeth.
Yeah, that's good. Got a was eating and brushed his teeth. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to have you do is try to solve the mystery. Write out what you think happened. And you can make as many guesses as you want. Maybe use 3 or 4 sentences. And they don't all have to start with while. They can be any kind of sentence.
Mr. Meyer took a shower. While he was showering,
Yeah.
He decided to brush his teeth. He stepped out of the shower and slipped on the soap. He slipped on the soap.
And he died.
On the soap. He hit his head and died.
Oh, poor Mr. Meyer. Good job. Those are some good sentences.
Mysterious footsteps.
Yeah. What
Out of nowhere.
What are the steps? Maybe someone put the soap there.
Maybe his wife. Well, that's the. There are no footsteps going in.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's true. I don't know. Guess we'll have to
Maybe
find
someone
out.
was hiding in the shower and it frightened him so much that he slipped and fell.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, like that one sentence about when someone was hiding in the shower when he was brushing his teeth. Could be. I guess we'll have to learn next lesson. Good job.
Thank you.